Welcome to DIY Car Mods with Elliot. In this particular episode, we have a BMW that is getting the main rear window tint removed and reinstalled. So there's a little bit of information for any of you guys working on that stuff there. The Land Cruiser from a few weeks back or a couple episodes back that we did the big system in, it's back. A couple of problemos. We got to fix that. We discussed that here in today's video. And the saline is still here. Saline is still here. We also have a Range Rover that we do a full four-door window tint. We have a Nissan Altima we do a TV install in. We have a sub and amp install in a Ford Escape and some window tint on a commercial Ford Transit. We don't get to the Maserati in this episode, so if that's what you guys are waiting for, I'm sorry. But I'm gonna tell you what, you might want to backtrack a couple episodes back, get yourself caught up. Big things are in edit right now for you guys on the Mozzie. It's just not in this episode. Anyways, let's get to it. You guys came to watch and join us for the day, so let's get to joining us on the day. So, as per usual, I have a little bit of computer work that I need to do first thing this morning. But before I get started with that, let's do an intro to the day of what we plan or hoping to get done today, okay? I'd like to finish getting the last bit of this headliner squared away for the Maserati. Okay, we have that window tint on a BMW coming in today that we need to remove, and depending on how long that takes, retint the rear window on the BMW as well as one of the front windows. I need to make a little bit of progress in the C10 as far as the box and a little bit of wiring. We have the Thunderbird. I'd like to make sure that the mounting depth of the new radio fits in that console properly. Ryan really wants to get done this vintage air system, which it looks like the install itself is done. We just need to put the car back together so we could take it up to our guys over at Delmarva Auto Repair to do the AC charge on that unit. So those guys are specialists in that area. I'm just gonna let them do what they do. Then oh shoot, then we have the Land Cruiser we have to finish up. That's probably like the core thing for today is getting that Land Cruiser buttoned up. So the new amp, some directional RCAs, and a higher end line output converter is what is on its way in for that. So I would say out of all of those things, the BMW, which is already here, and the Land Cruiser are probably our two biggest main priorities. Those have to get in and get done today. No matter what. Welcome to the day. It's just a Monday. And that's before the phone starts ringing. Just saying. All right, I got some computer work to do. People are looking for me. They need responses. You know what I mean? So this guy here is in for a window retint. He needs to peel off this horrible tint that's in here. And he asked us to retint, I guess, this window where it's a little jacked up here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but she's a little messed up. That's the task with this one. We have to do a full removal. This looks like it's gonna be a nightmare. And we have to retint this and then retint the front. How you guys doing? Elliot from My Online Car Guy 1. I am just jumping into this video real quick to let you guys know that all of you who are reaching out and blowing up my DMs, the easiest place to get a hold of me is gonna be in an app called My Guru. And in My Guru, you can message me directly. You can join some of my live broadcasts along with other influencers and YouTubers and other people there as well. But specifically, if you're trying to get a hold of me, that's gonna be the best place for you to do it. Okay, it's available on iOS and Android platforms. So I'll see you there. So I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to hear me with the torpedo heater going, but just a little tip as far as getting window tint off of this back window. See all that black trash bag? What you do is you spray on ammonia. You spray ammonia onto the window, and then you cut a trash bag to fit. Then you press it on there and you turn on the rear defroster to heat up the glass, and then you heat it with the heat gun as well, and that should cook the glue off. So just a quick tip for you guys. That's what Ryan is doing right now, is cooking that off and taking that door off so we can retint the windows. It also seems our parts are here now for our Toyota, the Land Cruiser. So I got to get into that because that bad boy needs to get finished up and delivered to the client. Well, I mentioned it before, the Toyota Land Cruiser is having some problems. It's got a real slight hum to it, right, in the speakers. So the plan is to replace the line output converter we have in there, because the one that's in there original is kind of a inexpensive, you know, kind of, I wouldn't say budget, but, you know, it's not a super expensive module, okay? So we're going to change out that line output converter with the higher end one, still from Access. And then we are also going to change the RCA cables that were back there. And we're going to trade those. Here, that's the one we're going to put in place. Much better unit. Well, in any case, that's what we've got going on. So I'm going to jump in myself and get rewiring this line output converter while Ryan works on getting the seat and everything else opened up. We're going to hook up to the original amp first and see if we even need to change it out. It's still there. The only other thing would be to change the amp itself, but I really don't think that's going to fix that. All right, well, I'll go double check the settings real quick. 220K. Well, we got the Beamer wrapped up for today. The client had us do only the back window, even though there was damage on this front window, because this window tint is faded. And it's so faded that if I strip this tint off the front, I don't have a tint that's gonna match it. I would have to tint both, and he doesn't want to do that. So he ended up having us leave that alone. We went ahead and banged out the 20% here on the rear. It's solid. That's it for that guy. Moving on to the next one. Let's do it. Last couple of days have been a bit wild, so I don't even know what we filmed or what we didn't film or what we got going on. The Maserati, the door panels have made some headway. A couple more coats on that. We need to do some sanding, add some carbon. That's one. Two, the Impala, the old Impala we have in the back, the 60s Impala. Ryan got all the AC hardware situated and 90% of the car is back reassembled. So either today or tomorrow, we'll finish by getting the headlights in, the hood back on, getting all that aligned, and then we have to send it to our main man JD over at Delmarva Auto Repair to have the AC charged and test the unit out. Then after that, we have to button up the audio system. We are bringing the T-Bird in today to install the new rubber seal, because the old one was all fucked up, and it came with a DVD. The rubber seal for the trunk came with a DVD instruction manual. So much of me wants to be like, I don't need that. But the fact that it's on a DVD instruction manual, I feel like maybe somebody said something in there that's important. So now I have to watch it. I feel like I don't even have a choice. It's not even up to me. It's just not my car. I can't cut any corners. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Let the show begin. Okay, so shop update. This truck here was here maybe a week or so ago, and we did an amp down there underneath the driver's seat, but the sub box that we got did not fit. It stuck out past the seat. So now we finally got the new box in. Mike's bringing that in like it's a dead body. So what we have are the DS18 shallow mounts. Those guys are 800 RMS a piece. Our amp here is 1600 RMS at 1 ohm. So, and we're using a SCAR sub box, which should be ported. So here you go. So you got our port opening. So we should get a nice low, deep bass out of this. Mike's setting that up. Once he gets that connected in, then I'll make some adjustment on that amp. And then that one is done and ready to rock a Peace Audi 5000, right? The Mustang.
Come on, man.
This thing has been the bane of my existence since we brought it in for these goddamn stripes. But we are making some headway. You can see there, the roof there. It's got a nice little polish put down on it. It's looking pretty good. The hood is not looking too shabby as far as having a nice clean edge, with the lines and all. We're looking pretty good, as we should. He is back there. Well, he was back there. He's working on the wing, which is right there. Needs a little bit of trimming and some sanding. We still have this one little fucking hot spot though. I'll tell you what, this shit looks like somebody spray painted aluminum foil. So I have a feeling we're gonna end up just sanding that bitch off and just starting from scratch. But the rest is looking very, very nice, like-ish.
Good job.
And then, of course, I mentioned the Impala to you guys earlier. I believe the unit itself is like 99% in, if not 100% in. So we do need to assemble the rest of the front clip here, the headlights, the grille. We need to bring the hood in, that way the car's drivable. And then we're going to take that up the road to JD and the team up there. So that is more or less what's going on here at the moment. So Ryan's just going to keep buffing and sanding on this guy here. Once he gets that out of here, then we'll move back to the T-Bird. The T-Bird needs the radio finished up as far as the installation right there. And then in the trunk, we need to lay the amps out, do a little bit of light woodwork. Not for like a full-blown amp rack, but we want to do something decent. Right now, it is not that at all. I'll show you that in a second. But since we are going to be cutting a little bit of wood for that, we are probably going to end up cutting a little bit more wood for that guy there, the C10, because I do need to build our box and a couple beauty panels. So I'd like to get my core foundational stuff situated for that guy over there, since we're already going to be making the mess with this one. Oh, let's see if Mike is ready. You good?
Yep. I took his jack out and I didn't need to, so I'm gonna put it back.
Okay, so we can turn this. Oh, we can turn this on then.
Yeah.
Okay. We do need to get sound though before we get too far in. But right now, I'm gonna tune this amp real quickity split, and then we'll go from there. The hurdle is done. Thank you, Scar Car Audio, for fixing that problem that Q Power or Q Bomb or whoever it is that gave us that, gave us as far as an issue. Thank you for correcting that. All right, so what we have here is BMW window tint strip. What we also have is the Range Rover here. Now here, the Range Rover comes with the back windows factory tinted already. So the initial shade, like the Chevy Tahoe and some of those, they come in pre-tinted where it's like cooked in the glass. And the typical factory shade is 20%. Now this particular client wants her entire vehicle to finish at 5% tint. While Mike is finishing the window tint strip on this guy, Ryan is prepping this so that we can get all new window tint on that. And then we have this guy here. This is the Ford Escape. Young man, I believe this is his first or second car ever. We're doing a whole system. We're doing DS18 Pro Audio 6.5s in all the doors, which means we have the conversion plates to go from your Ford Lincoln Mercury 6x8 and 5x7 to a 6.5 round with speaker baffles, fast rings, and then we're also doing an MTX Terminator kit. So we have a pair of 12s and an amp for that. We're doing a 4-channel amp as well for the Pro Audio speakers, of course. That way everything's properly powered. So, but that's what's going on there. 2 amp installs, 1 4-channel, 1 sub-amp install, all new speakers, whole system. This has to be done today. This needs to be done today. This needs to be done today. And we have another one outside. One outside was a missed appointment from earlier this week. Is a TV install in a Nissan... Shit, I don't remember. It's a Nissan Sentra or a Nissan Maxima or something like that. So we got to put that in too. And everything is on delay because for whatever reason everybody's waiting today. So that's what we got going on. Well, before I dive into getting window tint on this guy, we'll check in on the reefer mobile.
Disappointing.
What's disappointing? It probably somebody else is trying to work on it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right.
He did punch it.
Somebody did. So step 1, remove the radio. Step 2, wire in your new harness and get your dash kit mounts on the new radio. Then step 3 is to put the bitch back in the vehicle. And we'll go see how this one's going. Ryan has a massive disassembly here. He's got to take this whole damn thing apart. Any luck finding that factory amp? Woo! Is that our 4-channel?
Yeah.
Oh, we got the big one, huh? I'm gonna tint this real quick, and then by the time I'm done tinting that, he'll be on the radio, and all of us can work on this and knock this motherfucker out. So in regards to the system here, the install of course is one 4-channel amp. We're upgrading all the door speakers. Now in any Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury, 90% of the time, the speaker size that's behind the panel there is 5x7 or 6x8, which for some reason are two different measurements, but they are the same speaker. The difference is the mounting points. So we converted, oh, the doors are together. We converted this with adapters into 6.5s, okay? And then we did, for the 6.5s, we did the DS18 Pro drivers, these guys here, which you've been seeing, we've been using a lot of lately. And we did a DS18 1600 watt 4-channel amp for those highs. And then the client specifically wanted the Terminator kit from MTX, so we got him that as well. And that, my friends, is a quick update on where we are with that install. We got a couple more things to do, and then I'm gonna wrap it up here for today. So we're gonna jump into tomorrow, and we'll see what is what then. Well, we're back, and we got a chance to, whatever. We know where we are now. We know where we are. We got audio, everything is good. The amps are dialed in, we have sound, sounds good. It's literally just a matter of putting this guy together, and she is out the door for my man. Pots and pans, he's gonna be happy, and then we can move on with life. I do have this Transit here, the Transit Connect, which we have to do some window tint on a contractor van. Slightly different window. Usually, yeah, it was super easy actually, but it's window tint. It's not actually flat glass. There is a little bit of a curve, but it's not that bad. And the inside has no edging or seal whatsoever. So these two doors should be relatively gravy train. And then we got to do the front doors here and a brow. If anything, this little guy is probably gonna be the hardest window because there's no edge to tuck the window tint behind. So for today, that's what we're working on initially.